Bum, 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 bum. We are live. Awesome. Okay, so now we get the couple of awkward pre-second rambling moments of what the hell is going on and all that other fun stuff. I'll let you pick before we get started for our background noise of copyright claim. Do you want to have the official Nocturne soundtrack be our BGM or the unused Nocturne soundtrack be our BGM tonight?
If it's the unused soundtrack, it has to be Sound Test.
Alright, let's go. Here we go. One day I'll find out why they chose the most hilariously dark shade of green for that whole OST cover.
Out of all of the Nocturne colors, I still think Maniac's Chronicle, the white, I don't really like it that much. I think that's probably my least favorite.
It's anything has to try pretty hard to be worse, in my opinion, than the current one for HD.
You don't like the disgusting green puke mix?
Yeah, baby.
It's like yellow.
Baby poop, gray poupon mustard will always be a actual stain on society. It's really, really bad. Alright, so we can get into this. People have waited long enough. I don't need to have Discord open. We can get Facebook out of here. Alright, everybody, we're about to get started live. The recording's probably blown up, but hey, we're all here. We're all having a good time. How's it going, everybody, and welcome to Shin Megami Tensei Network. Link 227. I am your somehow still not back to full health host, Spencer Presley. And joining me this week is a very special guest, and that is Nam of Nam's Compendium.
Hello. Hello, everyone. Thank you for having me on, Spencer. I very much appreciate it.
Thank you for coming on so fast. It was so easy almost. I might, like, for your own social life, have to ask why you had nothing better going on a Tuesday, but I appreciate you making time.
Oh, it caught me at a good point, because right now I'm just sort of in between projects, so I'm getting footage. So I have so much, I guess, free time.
Yeah, so in case anyone doesn't know, you make YouTube videos and other stuff for it, but you're probably the better pitcher for yourself than I am. So let's say everyone out there has no idea who you are. Who are you, what do you do, and what are these mysterious projects you're working on?
Alright, well, in case you don't know, I'm Nam's Compendium. I make YouTube video game reviews / analysis where I mostly focus on Japanese games, primarily Atlus and SMT and Persona. You probably know me most for Persona, because that's those are the ones that have the most amount of views, but I do talk about all kinds of Mega 10 stuff, primarily like around the PS2 era onwards.
And so recently you just did a Yakuza 0 video, so how did you kind of go from 2 videos back of Persona 5 Royal to this one?
It was mostly out of a, I guess, sort of fear of becoming too stale.
I mean, hey, this show literally started before it was called SMTN. The first 10 episodes of this were called the Persona Podcast, so I understand that.
Let's go. Yeah, I just sort of to keep things fresh, I wanted to have viewers pick what I would talk about on the channel. And I had like a list of 4 games, and Yakuza 0 ended up completely overshadowing everything else, much to my poor Kingdom Hearts fan.
So, I need to ask you, as someone who's actually aware of your past videos, why did Persona 3 have to blow up, and why could it not be about Ratchet & Clank Full Frontal Assault?
Okay, well, Spencer, I do remember our first, I guess, interaction was when you and I think one of your friends looked at my channel because I asked you to. And at that point, I was mostly just trying things out. And Persona 3 was always something I wanted to talk about. Like, years and years ago, I was actually going to make a Persona 3 video, then I chickened out. Because I wasn't, I guess, ready for it. Because it's an hour, 10 minutes long. And I wanted to get a lot of practice in before then.
So for you actually, because yeah, you've not really been doing in your current style too long. Unless have you deleted any like past videos older than the? Because the oldest one we have right now is the Crash 2 video. Do you have any older videos you kind of nuked? Because I know a lot of people who kind of like, oh, I want to keep like the kind of tone of like my channel very consistent. So people will go back and kind of remove videos that don't really fit.
Honestly, the Crash 2 video is a relic of that because it's nothing like what I do. It's like a joke video I made because at the time the Insane trilogy came out and I was trying to get all the relics for the Platinum trophy. And there's this one polar bear level that was like so not designed for time trials.
Oh my, yeah. Anyone who platinums the Insane trilogy will know. Like, once you beat... I mean, not even... It's like, trying to get 100% on all three of them, it's like, who designed this? Because it feels like it is made for the 0.0001% to actually do it.
Yeah, but I'm part of that very small minority, and I really wanted to do it. And I made a video based off of all the frustrating moments from that. It was just a quick little montage, and I decided to keep it up because it there's this thing that people do when they find a channel. They'll like go back and look at the earliest videos for some reason. I guess to like try to embarrass the creator. So I keep it there as a proxy.
I'm waiting for someone to do that with me. I don't even know what the earliest video I have is. It's probably really bad. I'm going to try and look right now because I'm very professional. But no, I find it funny, like, a lot of people I know will be like, oh, I'm getting rid of this, or I don't like that old video. Yeah, like, my first video is me just playing Pixel Junk Eden on PS3 for 10 minutes. No commentary.
Let's go.
I'm just playing Pixel Junk Eden because you could directly upload to YouTube on a couple of select PS3 games way back in the day. And it was like, cool, this is the bare minimum to entry, let's do it. And I've never deleted a video, even though, let me tell you, I definitely should delete a lot of videos on my channel. But it's like, I view it as kind of like a really fucked up, sad, like, time capsule. So it's like, do I need 30 hours of a camera reacting to me reacting to the Persona, like, live stream from 6 years ago? Definitely no. But that's on there. That's there for history's sake.
Oh man, I know I've regretted deleting old things in the past, and I wish I could take it back.
What's like the top one? The one like you look back and oh man, I understand why I did it, but I shouldn't have done it.
My shitty Minecraft Let's Plays when I was 12.
See, like then think like that could have been part of like the compendium lore.
Yeah, but it was not really. It was on a completely different channel because I've gone through a bunch of old crap, like a bunch of different kind of channels. But like on the Non's Compendium, I haven't deleted a single video, and I'm very proud of that. Even my terrible DMC2 video, which I hate, and my questionable Final Fantasy VII Remake video, which I also am very not proud of.
Really?
Yeah, because I was trying to experiment with my style at the time.
Oh, okay. I would say I feel like once you've made a video an hour and a half long, you've got to really be sadistic to then go, I uploaded this after making it and still don't like it.
Like it's all about looking back and what I could have changed and what I could keep. Like even my Persona 4 video, which was the longest one until the Persona 5 one beat it by a single minute. There's even parts of that where it's like I can look back and say, okay, if I had the chance, I'd change this and that, but I can't. So I'll just keep those lessons and implement them for next time.
So right now you said you're in between projects. Are you comfortable kind of talking about what the next one is, or are you still in the I'm picking phase?
Oh no, I've picked it. I already picked it out when I was in the middle of working on Yakuza. It's Shin Megami Tensei 4.
I'm worried about pigeonholing myself, but the next one will be back to my old stuff.
Well, I mean, I don't want to get too real here, but sometimes when something doesn't do that well, you gotta rely on old tricks.
So that's like really funny. Like another one of the reasons, like, because I get asked by people sometimes, they're like, "Oh, why why don't you just make your YouTube channel just Shin Megami Tensei Network, even though that is a majority of what I've talked about over the last, like, year and a half now of me doing YouTube. And the funny thing is about it is, like, because I have the bar so low, of I don't do it for views, I definitely don't do it for fucking subscribers, if you look at how many subscribers I have. It is just one of those things of, like, it is a fun outlet for me to kind of, like, have editorial creativity. And I just enjoy having the stuff of, like, I want to start doing a lot more Vita stuff. Like, actually, a little PSA for everyone out there listening today, live or recorded. Today, July 20th, was the last day new games got put on the PlayStation Vita store. Digitally. That there are no more new official PlayStation Vita games getting dropped. And I think it was like 5 or 6 came out today. And I'm starting this really, really big project that's kind of morphing and evolving in other different things of, like, I'm not sure exactly what it's going to be at a point, but I've been doing a bunch of stuff behind the scenes kind of getting ready for it. And it's been so funny of, like, Vita content is the opposite of, like, brings in the views, aka money. But, like, it's just so fun for me because that community is so small but is so passionate. Like, the fact that, like, old collection update videos I have people... like, they either come with 1 or 2 comments. One saying, like, oh my god, how did you get X game? Or B, it's someone being like, oh my god, I watched all 3.5 hours of this and I loved every one of those games or whatever. Like, it's never like anyone's being like, oh, come on, let's wrap it up or whatever.
Man.
So it is kind of fun to have, like, that creativity. Like, I honestly expected after Nocturne to have a really big lull in terms of, like, news leading up into the fall, but it's just kind of been funny of, like, there are so many things just in terms of covering that have kept me so busy. Like, other projects, like, I plan on before the end of the summer doing 2 playthroughs of Caligula, getting ready for Caligula 2, covering Monarch a lot more. I want to do talking about other games and other kind of, like, series, even out of RPGs and stuff for it. But it's just been so funny because the way of this show being weekly, how that always is, like, in the back of my brain. Because, like, the nice thing is with it, especially since I always do the podcast weekly, like, no matter what, and it is a one-man thing that way, is that I try to, at least, unless, like, something's going on, my goal at the end of every week is a podcast and at least a separate video.
Yeah.
Which then, like, it kind of gives me that thing of, even if, like, the video isn't anything to do about, like, SMT or Atlus or whatever, I at least always have, like, hey, if you're subbed to this channel for one thing, you're getting something every week, and it is the long-form content.
Mm-hmm.
So let's say everything's off the table. You are just letting your freak flag fly. What is your biggest guilty pleasure video you want to make, but you're probably not going to for some time?
An actual discussion around No More Heroes and what it tries to say about, like, the sort of medium that it's in and the people who consume it.
I love you say that as if, like, No More Heroes is this, like, niche franchise that no one talks about.
I just know for a fact that if I do talk about it, it's not going to do well.
I don't know, man. See, I have this weird problem on my channel of every video I do, I set the bar so low that I'm like, as long as it gets over 4 digits, I'm like, oh, cool, that's a success. Like, there's no other, like, recipe for, like, good views in my head, because, like, my metrics are, like, a good video for me now literally ranges from, and this is, like just a little under 4,000, like, subscribers. Like, a good video for me right now can be something that's 3,000 views or, like, 45,000 views. Like, my YouTube analytics have no idea what the average is. It's just a total crapshoot.
Yeah. I like breaking out of the mold from time to time. And something like, I talked about The World Ends With You, and that did moderately well. And I like it when people actually do accept that I actually play other games.
That's actually been one of the nice things about getting into Twitch streaming a little bit over the summer, finally, because I've had a Twitch channel forever, but just have never really touched it. Of, like,
yeah.
because I play so many different games, And it's like, I want to talk about how much I hate Super Monkey Ball Banana Blitz HD, but I just don't know a good outlet to do it, and streaming was a really, really good and not healthy way to do that. Like, have you
Make
kind
like
of
a
like have you
20
kind of
minute
looked
rant
into
video.
other things of like, hey, I want to, if not talk about other games, kind of just like have a way to let people digest like me with other games online.
I stream sometimes, but it's just that my main projects take so much time for me that I end up mostly focusing on them. Like that when I did that Persona 5 video, that's like all I did like in my free time for like a month and a half.
So for you actually, I guess like kind of like the last, at least like for now, video question I want to ask you. So like, what's your normal like work time you're putting into this? Because like, are you a student? Do you have like a day job? Like, what's the kind of like breakdown in terms of your free time for when you're making these?
As of right now, I am in between jobs, but in August, I'm gonna get back to doing some part-time work as well because I do make some amount of money from YouTube stuff, but not like enough to sustain me full time.
Must be nice.
So it is kind of nice. not on my taxes though. It is not nice on that. But it mostly just a day in the life of Nam's Compendium is getting up, doing whatever I want at first, and then at some point in the day, I sit down and it's like, okay, now I'm going to play SMT4 for the next 10 hours. So I can try to get the footage as fast as possible.
Is that like is that one of those fun ones of like for you? And this is actually going to go into my next major question, which I'm amazed we've taken like 15 minutes on. But for you, are a lot of these things you're doing videos on your first playthroughs, or are you revisiting something?
It's about. Hold on. I'm quickly looking back over the stuff real quick. It mostly leans towards stuff I've already played, but stuff like Persona 1 and Eternal Punishment I never played before the videos. So I got to have like a more fresh perspective. In the case of Eternal Punishment, I ended up liking it a lot.
Okay. So, starting everything over, where does it begin for you in terms of either SMT or Persona? What was that first game that really got you in?
Okay, so the first one I played in any capacity was Catherine, and I never finished it. And this was many, many, many years ago. I didn't even know that it was a part of, like, Atlus, and I'm not even sure how much you'd really count it as Mega 10. I kind of do.
Everything's
at this
canon.
point.
That's the way I look at it. Everything is canon,
Okay.
so go as you will.
Yeah, I played Catherine for a bit. I never finished it, and I put it down. And then, I think it was like 2014. I was looking for new Vita games to buy because I had a Vita. And then on so many top lists was Persona 4 Golden. And I really liked the idea of a social simulator with a dungeon crawler. And I ended up buying a used for like $20.
Mm-hmm.
And from that, I pretty much became crack. And after I finished that, I went to Persona 3. And after I finished that, I played Innocent Sin. And from then on...
Now don't make me sad just because the way you've used your verbiage. Do you still have this PlayStation Vita? Because you said had.
I have a Vita TV. I don't have the original Vita anymore.
Oh my god. You know what's funny? I get people asking me that a lot of like, I don't even think I've ever touched one, a Vita TV. I have like one of the largest Vita collections I've ever known from anyone. And I've just no interest in it at all. It's like the idea of like how there are some people who are like, why do you play your Switch either in handheld or like on the TV or whatever? It's just like that's my handheld machine. Like I can never think of like playing those games on a TV of like, why would I want to do that?
In the Vita's case, it's also just better on the handheld.
Oh yeah,
because the Vita TV is whack, man. Like, even though it's pretty easy to sort of remove its blacklist on games. The fact that it has it at all is kind of stupid.
Yeah, it had a rough launch, and in like the fact that it's not really fun sort of slash usable until you like whitelist everything. It's just like, okay, I'm gonna stick with the thing where I can play everything legally and easily.
Yeah, but I'm thankful I bought it because it became, I guess, like the way I do stuff. I don't really like using emulators unless I have to.
Oh yeah, I mean
Just
for capturing footage, yeah, your life is a godsend then.
yeah, I bought this Vita TV for Persona 4 Golden so I can get footage for a video. And then right after, the day after I got all my footage, the game got announced on Steam.
That's funny how like lined up with all that perfectly. It was like, oh, thank God, and slash my inferior footage will always just be there mocking me in my face.
It's always gonna be there, and I'll never forgive them.
So for you then, since you've kind of been exploring the Ruth a lot more recently over the last like almost like decade really of everything, what's that next big like pile of shame in terms of like just SMT and Atlus stuff primarily? Just not really in terms of making a video, more specifically just like, oh my God, I gotta get around to playing this.
Probably SMT 1 and 2.
Now, with
I
that,
really want to.
are you waiting for a new port, or is there a thing in mind of you think you know how you'd want to play it?
I think at this point, I'll just play the fan translation, the old classic one, because I don't want to wait for like a hypothetical SMT1 remake unless it was like accurate to the original in the sense that it was still a first-person game. Because if I'm going back like super far, I kind of want to experience it how it was intended
Mm-hmm.
to the best possible ability. Because I don't really feel like learning another language or following a script.
That's why I'm just so waiting for... I never expect an SMT1 remake, at least for the foreseeable future, but I just want like a anniversary remaster by M2 so bad. It just seems so easy. It's like Sega can pay M2 to remake all of these Genesis games, but God forbid they do any Atlus games. Now with you, before we kind of get into news, what have you been playing in your free time? Or is there not really, like, how much free time do you get that's not, like, video work?
I guess in my free time, I replayed, like, Sonic Adventure 2 recently. I had fun with that. It's just mostly, I go out with my friends now, since that's starting to get all sorted out. I went to a wedding recently. That was fun.
I would have led with the wedding, then friends, and then ended with Sonic Adventure 2. But I understand.
Well, here's the thing. One is more important to me than the other. And we all know which one that is.
The wedding did not have a Chow Garden.
Yeah. Like, there's no city escape at the wedding.
Well, not until you see one that's themed Sonic Adventure 2, and then it's... Look, 13 died in a red massacre wedding as a giant semi-truck nailed down the bride and groom. So, we've got some news, contrary to popular belief, and clickbait title aside. So, last week, Atlus splooged a bunch of Persona projects of, hey, things are coming. And now, with the 35th anniversary of Atlus as a company... we have now found out that Atlus has at least 10 or almost 10 new projects coming through all of their teams. So, just to kind of catch everyone up, Atlus as a developer, and this is specifically talking about Atlus Japan, because the West they just published, they don't make anything. Oh my god. I would love for the day if that ever happened, but I know they never would. So we have P Studio, who is currently making... probably Persona 6. But they literally just finished P5R, and they're a very small team. So they are years away from doing whatever. There's the Etrian Odyssey team, who has not done anything really until 2018, so they've been quiet for a very long time. And that also includes the Persona Q team with Etrian Odyssey. Vanillaware... super small. We know they're doing something new. They teased it after 13 Sentinels, but again, 13 Sentinels took what felt like a fucking decade and a half to come out. So, probably a long time away. Studio Zero is working on Project Refantasy, which, by the way, that's the P5 team. One of my favorite things about Project Refantasy is, like, it's not even worth summarizing for people who don't know about it. It's just, hey, it's the next RPG by the P5 team. One of my favorite things about it is, like, these were the last two quotes we got about this game. Like, 2 years ago, the director said, "We have reached the climax of this game's development," which was translated, and I knew immediately, was like, no way. Like, guy, dude, you can't, like, I know what he meant, but in terms of English, that makes it sound way more close to being done, and people were like, oh my god, it's coming soon, coming soon, coming soon. Like, and I'm coming from this of, guys, they still have the word project in front of this. Like, they're not the Octopath Traveler team. Like, they're not being cute with it. They literally still don't know what the fuck the name is.
At this point, it is be called Project Refantasy.
Yeah, exactly. So, like, that, again, project very much kind of far out. And then the only other team we know about is the SMT5 team is also the team who did Tokyo Mirage Sessions and other stuff like that. So, all the teams that we know about already have projects going on, but that still gives us with, like, 5 other internal projects that could possibly be happening. So I kind of wanted to just put on speculatory hat and kind of pass it around to you and see what the chat thinks or whatever, and just go, you hear that there are new projects coming from Atlus. What do you want? Like, not what do you expect, not what's the safe answer, not, oh, they're going to make this port. Like, you hear Atlus as a whole is doing 10 projects and they're games. Like, what's the first thing that comes to your mind?
The first thing that comes to my mind is the obvious answer of TMS2.
Don't get my hopes up. I legitimately, like, I've had, like, an idea for Tokyo Mirage Sessions 2 since I beat Encore of, like, oh my god, like, when I replayed that game again and it just reconfirmed how much I fucking love that whole game story system and music, I was like, if they made a sequel that was literally just take the K-pop dynamic of the first game, but make it all about K-pop, like, go from J-pop to K-pop, and I think it would pop off so much harder now than when it came out.
Yeah.
So now is the part where you tell me, Spencer, I was joking, TMS is for babies. Well, why would I make that pick?
I'm thinking that, like, Trauma Center would be kind of cool to see.
So I hear that a lot, and there's even a quote now coming from the most recent interview about Trauma Center. I love Trauma Center from nostalgia, but as someone who's played it recently, like, it's a really fun concept. I just don't think you can sell Trauma Center for $60 and have it be fun. You know, like, in a post-Surgeon Simulator world, how does straight-laced Trauma Center make any money? That's what I want to know.
Oh, it probably won't. It's like if you say, like, oh, I want, like, Rido 3. That's like that's a cool idea, but it won't sell.
You know what's funny? I forget which one of the SMTN community members it was. Someone in the community had an amazing idea after Strikers came out. That was like, what if, like, Omega Force got carte blanche and they got to make the Strikers team made Rido 3? And I'm like, that would actually be perfect. Because Rido's biggest complaint is that it does not play as well as most action games you would want to. So, like, if you actually took that core and put a good playing action game to it, I think that would be really, really solid.
Would be a pretty cool idea.
But, let's see, another one, and I gotta go through this just because chat said it. Saltendo, Devil Survivor 3 just makes way too much sense. It was a banger for the first game. It was so good they literally just remade it and called it a sequel, and no one has called them out for it. Like, that's how good of a concept Devil Survivor 1 is. Like, 2 is not that drastically different of a game, and we just eat it up because it's fucking great. I don't know if you're, like, very, like, kind of well-versed in the Devil Survivor world, but, like, how do you think 3 would hit?
I'm gonna have to hand in my fan card because I haven't played Devil Survivor yet.
I mean, it's one of those funny things. Like, I mean, obviously the series is so wide. I don't ever have anyone of like, oh, you haven't played X game. What's wrong with you? Um, Honestly, you're just like, hey, man, they're fucking like fine wine. Like, stick them in your 3DS now or 10 years ago, and they're still great games. Awesome strategy games, awesome music, awesome art design. They hold up so well.
I've heard really good things about Devil Survivor. Mostly the first one. I don't really hear that much about the second one.
Really,
That's probably just the group I associate with.
I don't know. I'm always kind of in a. I don't know. I feel like the people I surround myself with, I feel like it's just very easy to just jerk all the games off and not just one of them. Like, for me, I definitely prefer two over one. But I think that's just also because I think in terms of just overall content and quality, I think Record Breaker is just a fucking amazing deal. It's like, it's literally just two games in one. Like, whereas Overclocked, oh cool, they added an epilogue. Like, that's pretty normal for an RPG re-release. Like, Record Breaker literally just added another 30-hour RPG to it.
Really?
Yeah, so, like, that was one of the funny things about when they pushed back that game of, like Overclocked took about, like, a year for them to make, ported to 3DS, pretty easy, say no more, whereas they took so long on Record Breaker. They even said this in terms of how long they had to delay it. They were like, we basically made another game making this expanded version. So yeah, it is one of those funny things of these games have the rare kind of these games have that rare luxury of their ports are so good. Like, you're never gonna find somebody who's like, oh, you gotta play the DS version though. Like, no, it's just the 3DS versions are the superior one in every way. Like,
yeah, you're not gonna find like the I guess the Persona 4 argument where people would say that the original was the better one.
Yeah, it would. I would love to like see how many like lengths people would have to go to like justify that. Of like, no, voice acting ruined it. All the extra content that's all optional. I hate it. So it is one of those funny things. But yeah, and also the nice thing about it, although it's super uneven, if you don't want to play it, the manga for one is fantastic. It's a really nice short run. God, I always forget what it is. It is 8 volumes long. It's really, really good. And I don't know if it's still on sale, but the anime for 2, not great, but way better than it has any right to be. And one of my funny things about it is, what was it? It was really rare, like a lot of Atlus anime is, but I think Sentai Filmworks, who had the distribution rights in the English dub, they were selling the Blu-ray for like $7, like
really?
Last weekend. So like, if you're into buying anime officially, like $7 for a 13 series run is pretty fun, especially because the voice cast is different from the anime to Record Breaker because they did different production staffs. But it's just one of those like fun, like little weird Atlus things.
I'd probably check it out after I played the game.
Oh, we have a question. And by the way, if anyone watching live wants to ask a question, you can just do @SpencerPresley, so that way it'll be bright and highlighted, and my dumb animal brain will light up. Paulin says, "Do you think they will make a sequel to Persona 5 like Persona 5 2? Just don't see them abandoning those characters, specifically with how mainstream everything has been." So yeah, in terms of like kind of boring things, and this kind of goes into anniversary speculation, I'd be curious what you think about this. I don't know if it's just because of like the environment we're in. I'm at any moment ready for them to announce Persona 5 Royal, the PlayStation 5 version. And just, it's going to be so boring. It's maybe going to add one or two things. But like, with all of the PS4 games that are getting ported to PS5, it just makes way too much sense.
All they gotta do, uncap the frame rate. Make it run at 60. That's all I want.
Like, normally when someone says uncap the frame rate, it's like, oh, like, because we're in the PlayStation 5 generation where games can run at over 60. We're begging for over 30, please. Like, that's how broken we are.
Yeah. I still use a 60 hertz monitor, so for me it would still just be 60, but it's a PS3 game. They can make it run. They can make it run well.
So for you, in terms of like consoles and stuff, what do you have in terms of like what do you like to play on, and like what do you have at your disposal? Because pretty much for me, I have everything but a Series X, but even that I plan on getting eventually.
I primarily have the PlayStation side of things. Like I have a PS1, 2, 3. I have all the PlayStations, like the main consoles. And my main pride and joy is my OG fat PS3 with backwards compatibility, and it is like the most useful thing I own for video production.
The problem with those old PS3s, man, and this is someone who's like gone through three, I think, Yellow Light of Deaths. They are amazing for backwards compatibility, but they are just all ticking time bombs, and you never know when
Oh
they're
yeah,
gonna go off, and it fucking
I've
sucks.
had I've had times when I turned off the console, the fan just goes insane. And I've had this thing since like 2007, so I'm just hoping that it holds on for just a little longer.
Do you have the 60, 20, or 80 model?
I have the 60.
Okay, that has the best holdout in terms of life, then, so you should be good.
Okay.
Awkward Automata said, "How likely for Xbox ports in terms of just everything?" The problem is it's really easy and they can do it. It's just that Atlus is aware of Microsoft throwing cash at Sega. And so it's kind of like, why milk the cow? Like, so it's like, why buy the milk when you can milk the cow for free? And so think about it like this: Sega has been basically given carte blanche to port Judgment, Yakuza 0 through 7, all of these games that would never have appeared. Phantasy Star Online 2. Microsoft has just bankrolled all of these projects in the West for almost no real guarantee in terms of performance. So if you're Atlus, a much more conservative sister brand of Sega, why are you being like, hey, let's pay the money to put our games on Xbox and not just have Phil Spencer roll his big fat swinging dick over and then pay for SMT9 HD? So, like, the problem is, it's gonna happen. It's just whenever the cash finally gets there, because, like, for them, they have no reason to port anything to Xbox. Like, they know it's the tiniest circle, but the problem is, like, I guess they just haven't seen, or they just don't care enough yet. Of like, I don't care what people are gonna say about like the naysayers on Twitter or whatever. The majority, like, I cannot describe how big of an effect any Persona game coming to Xbox on Game Pass would be. Like, there is a reason Yakuza 0 blew up on PC. It wasn't because Yakuza 0 was huge on PS4. It was because that was a huge fucking deal. They waited forever, and Game Pass made that, like, implode.
Yep.
So, hopefully that eventually gets there. It's always a case of, like, it's a matter of when, not if, thankfully. But it just sucks that, like, it makes so much sense that people are like, oh, it's going to happen eventually, but people aren't really aware of the fact that Atlus Japan is just literally just waiting for the money truck that hasn't really arrived yet. Because, I mean, if you're Microsoft, it's like, yeah, we could probably pay for something like Strikers to come, but, like, if you're also at the same time paying for something like Judgment and Yakuza 7, which was a huge, like, big, not only, like, port it to our system push, but that was a huge marketing push at the launch of everything. So it was one of those things of, like, you kind of have to pick and choose your battles. And, like, hey, if I was Microsoft, I would have been like, hey, you know what, whatever, keep it exclusive to those systems at the time. Yakuza 7 is a bigger thing to kind of get for us, because that's a jumping on point for a generation. I don't know, like, how do you feel about the whole, like, Xbox Atlas situation of, like, when or kind of what do you want to see that relationship really kind of turn into?
I can see why they're holding out, because I guess there's always that like possibility of we pay to put this on this system, but we're losing money because no one's buying it.
It's actually funny, we have the opposite situation right now. Have you heard about Death's Door that just came out today?
No. What's that?
So, way back when, I forget the developer's name, I'm a fucking a-hole for it, but this developer made a game called Tiny Souls or Lost Titan or something like that. It was basically a 2D version of Shadow of the Colossus. It was like a 2D Boss Rush game. Really, really fun pixel art, but it just got a bunch of reviews today. It's on PC and exclusively on Xbox for consoles. Great reviews, Xbox console exclusive, but the first time this has happened in years, not on Game Pass. And so all these people online are like, oh my god, this game's great. Oh shit, I gotta pay $20 for it? It's like, yeah, hi, welcome to every system ever, guys.
Yeah.
So, like, I do wonder if, like, we do finally get to the day of, like, SMT does, like, come, like, let's say, like, next week Nocturne comes to Xbox, but it's not on Game Pass. I wonder if it's just a monumental failure, or if people will still dive in and buy it.
I'm not entirely sure if many people would buy it if it's just on Xbox. Like, especially because it's like admittedly not the most popular. A lot of the core players, I guess, more so are on the PlayStation and Nintendo side. If it was on Game Pass, I could see way more people playing it. Like, easily. Because, like, you're already paying for the service. It's like, okay, I'll just try this game that every like loser online is talking about.
And it is kind of funny, though, because, like, Microsoft definitely does pick and choose their battles. Because, like, think about it like this. Microsoft shelled out the cash to not only bring Octopath Traveler on Xbox consoles before PlayStation, but they paid for that port and, like, to, like, not only have it come out publishing, but, like, they paid for that port in general to Xbox. Like, when is the last time, outside of, like, the 360 generation, we had a major Japanese RPG by Square that wasn't on a PlayStation system and was on everything else?
I completely forgot it's not even on PlayStation. Because it was a Switch game at first. And
Switch
then
first,
PC,
then PC, then on, wait for it, Google Stadia, and now on Xbox everything.
Oh no, really?
Mm-hmm. Stadia got it before
God.
PlayStation, man. It's hard out
That
there.
that is crazy.
Chiaki says, currently Persona 4 Arena Ultimax is rumored to be getting a remaster. Sorry, I should have put up 9,000 exclamation points. Rumored! As getting a remaster. What are your thoughts? Sorry, and I was wondering, what are your thoughts on that so far? So, for you, in Ultimax remaster, take the rumor thing out of it, but how do you feel about Ultimax in general, and how would you feel about a remaster?
Oh, I love that game. I think it's a great fighting game. I don't like the story mode. I think it's boring. But the actual like fighting, I really like it. And if it does get remastered for for like modern platforms like Steam and such, I'd play the shit out of it.
So, there's, like, a really big caveat I'd say with this, because, like, honestly, SMTN is nothing without that game. Like, the way we built our community in the early days was just by playing Ultimax online every week, like, all the time. We just played it, made fans that way. That's how we had people learn about the podcast, join the Facebook group, stuff like that. And that's why I need to, like, preface this. It is too late for Ultimax. That is a waste of money of a port. Like,
really?
PC, sure, for the history of it, but why would Atlus pay for just a PC port? And it's like one of those things of, like, the FGC is not going to, like, have a, like, resurgence like Golden. Like, they're not going to look at Ultimax and be like, oh my god, everyone, we're gonna fuck Melty Blood in the corner another day, we gotta go over here, we're fucking playing Ultimax. Like, that is so too little too late. Like, it's cool if that's, like, the only way I can see this happening is if they announce another arena game, which I don't expect to happen because Arc System Works is way too busy and way too expensive for Atlus right now. Like, as soon as they started making Dragon Ball and Grand Blue games, like, they were way out of their fucking price range. But, like, if they, like, announced a new one, and here's a pre-order bonus where if you buy the special edition, you get a remastered version in 4K of Ultimax, I could understand that as an initiative. As a full-priced game, no fucking way. No,
oh, if it was full price, no.
I mean, not even as, like, a $20 standalone thing. It would be like Ultra Street Fighter 4. Of, like, yeah, that came out, But like, who fucking remembers playing that unless you were in that community? And that's of one of the most popular fighting games of all time. Like, Ultra Street Fighter 4 was just such a, why are we doing this? Oh, because we need a band-aid until Street Fighter V's out. Like, release that, like, people don't like have nostalgia for that. Like, people remember fucking Arcade Edition more than Ultra Street Fighter 4. And that's not even anything against the game. It's just one of those things of like, hey, where was the PS? Because think about it, that game came out in 2014, a year after the PS4 was out. That was when that fucking release should have happened.
Dude, Spencer, you just crushed my fucking heart.
I love it, but it just makes too much sense. I just can't see any way of... That's like when I saw all that shit happening of like, oh, the rumor for it is like... I love that someone thinks that that's happening, but like, bro, like, please prove me wrong. But just nothing about that makes sense. Financially, developer-wise, like, who the fuck's doing this? Who the fuck's playing this? Like, even someone like me, they port Ultimax tomorrow. Yeah, I'm playing it, but like, new games or a decade-old fighting game.
Yeah. It does make sense what you're saying. That, like, I do agree with that, and I honestly did not think about that.
That being said, I do have a very dumb idea I do want to pitch one day. Are you aware of the company Arcade 1-Up?
They like remake like arcade cabinets, right?
Yeah, they do like those 3/4 scale ones. They work with Sega, and I have a really, really dumb idea I want to pitch them one day. I want them to make, because they're already making fucking arcade cabinets that are like $600 or whatever, and they have like 5 games. So,
Yeah.
They're really, really great quality, by the way, because I have one for Marvel's Capcom, and it's fucking awesome. But if they made one that is just an Ultimax and Arena cabinet, I think that would fucking blow people's minds. Of like, it's realistic. It's just one set of games that are pretty much just the same game, but just aesthetically a little bit different. And it's like, we never got an arcade release of that in the West. It would sell absolutely like gangbusters, and would just be one of those like fun, like that's a cool way to bring Ultimax back. Of like,
That would be really
to
cool.
the diehard collectors who are like, hey, fuck a PS4 port. Here's an arcade. Buy a $700 arcade, and I'll be like, fuck my mortgage. All right, here you go. So like
that would be a cool thing to own.
Yeah, I want to make that happen, but like everyone I've asked to, like, that's not really in the pipelines right now. But like, man, that's like a one day that'd be really, really cool, but no idea when the hell that's gonna happen. Socially Awkward says, Devil Survivor was good, but I would love a modern take on Majin Tensei. The atmosphere of those games is genuinely amazing, along with all the PC aesthetic. Majin Tensei is such a funny thing of, like, literally one of the rare cases of, I think, the only series that has never touched the West in any official way at all. And as someone who's actually played Majin Tensei, I think that there's definitely a market there for it, especially with, like, stuff like Fire Emblem and Advance Wars now coming back. I think Majin Tensei could definitely come back. But then you kind of get into that case of, like, kind of like Ultimax, but even more so of, like, it's a really great series. Who the fuck's making this port? Because, like, they're not just gonna port the OG, like, Majin Tensei series. Like, they'd have to kind of make, like, pretty it up a little bit. Like, what are your thoughts on Majin Tensei?
It's my favorite meme.
Is Majin Tensei a meme? Like, literally, like, that, like, it's so niche, like, I don't even, like, hear anyone meme on it.
Majin Tensei is definitely a video game. I think it looks really ugly. They definitely would need to make it, like, more visually appealing. I'm not a big fan of its art style at all.
Ooh, here's a good one. Like, I mean, honestly, like, I don't even, like, really feel bad or, like, disagree with you on that one. It's, like, it's just such of its era. It's like, it was a means to an end. Like, I think fucking, like, OG Fire Emblem games have, like, no character. And, like, it was just, like, one of those things of, like, if you wanted to have a game with remote depth at all, in terms of a strategy RPG, you had to just have a butt-ugly-ass game. Like, that was just kind of the trade-off.
Yeah.
Heather Collins, though, very interesting question. Do you think DDS 1 and 2 is the next remaster after HD? In terms of upcoming projects?
I think it has a better chance, but I'm gonna be honest. I think they might avoid it because it did not do well when it first came out, and I'm not sure if they'd have confidence in it
Well,
now.
it sold like ass in the West, but it did sell really good in Japan and Asia.
Was it really good in Japan?
Real, it made triple digits. It sold 250,000. I don't know fucking how, but it
Really?
did. Yeah, in the West though, it literally like is dismally bad, like really bad.
I'm surprised we actually did get the second one in the West.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was talking about Nocturne HD. DDS sales like comparable. Like they sold good. They weren't amazing, but like it was definitely good enough to get a sequel. Sorry, I thought you were talking about HD sales of
Oh,
Nocturne.
so Nocturne HD, it did crap in the West and it did all right in the
Yeah,
Asian markets.
quarter million in Asia for Nocturne HD. Really like 13 Sentinels bad in the West.
Damn.
Yeah. But I mean, like, I mean, I'm not like that surprised. It's like they knew what product they were selling. Like when you're kind of putting that out there for it, but like that's kind of its own thing for it. I'd say
Also
with
doesn't
this
help when the people who you're giving review copies to um, are the people who are kind of willing to tell people how it is.
as literally one of the last people in the world to get a review code for that game. Let me tell you that was its own fun game of knocking on every doorstep and getting. I think I got that like 2 days before official press embargo, not like YouTube embargo.
Really?
Yeah, but that's just because nobody likes me, but that's fine.
It's okay, Spencer. I like you.
I appreciate that.
I'd give you a review copy.
I'm going to hold you to that, but I have a question for you. Because we're talking about scummy, dumb practices. Do you think they'll sell them together, DDS 1 and 2 HD?
Nope.
Or do they have the balls to sell for $50 1 and 2 separately and will both come out at the same time?
Oh my god. I don't think they're that dumb.
But you said think. You said think. You didn't say no. You said think.
Yeah, because that sounds like something to do, honestly. But if they want any chance of anyone buying those games, then they have to be together. Because especially because they're not even like they don't have to rehire voice actors unless they want to get like the guy who played Heat, so they can fix that stupid bug where his Japanese lines play in the second one.
It's part of the charm.
It is.
I mean, hey, we are talking about a company that had the balls to split up Persona 3 and 5 Dancing and sell them for $60 a piece. So I would hope they've learned, but again, it's I'll believe it when I see it. But that is another one of like, I love that idea on paper just because I can totally see it happening, even though it's an absolutely disastrous fucking idea. Speaking of disastrous ideas, Demicro doing the Lord's work. We have potential for 5 unknown projects. SMT 30th anniversary, Jack Bros remake. I'll say this: if they wanted to remake any game with the least amount of money possible, Jack Bros is easily the cheapest one to do.
Yeah, it is. I've actually played that game, so they would just. Because the levels are just like just tiles placed together.
Mm-hmm.
So they would just have to remake those and the sprites. Yeah, that would be really cheap to do.
Yeah, and also with it, it's like the whole thing with it of like the way I look at Jack Bros is like it holds up, and also one of like the biggest reasons why it does hold up is one of those things of like it's a fun thing on a really bad console. Everyone knows about it, whether it be through memes or the fact that it's like one of 5 good Virtual Boy games, and it's one of like the earliest things we have of like a twin stick shooter.
It's also the first Mega 10 game to make it to the West.
Did not have the balls that could be called Revelations though.
Revelations Jack Bros. I love that.
I had to explain that. Like, I came across a copy of the Demon Slayer on GB. I guess just GB. I was gonna say GB Color, but it is just a Game Boy game. And I was explaining to my wife, Revelations was SMT before SMT, and she just looked at me with this face of like, why? Like there's a reason they didn't stick with it. It's like one of those dumb things of like no one's advocating like, man, we really got to fucking bring back we got to bring back the Revelations tag. So I've got two other questions, then we're gonna move on to our special final segment. Coogan says, do you think a port of Persona 4 Gold into console should include pre-order DLC and bonuses like avatars, themes, and digital soundtracks in order to get new and longtime fans to purchase it?
I think it's honestly just like what I think would be the most likely thing to happen with a Persona 4 Golden port is that they announce it and it comes out the same day.
My only stipulation with that, they know they would make a shit ton of money, but especially in Japan, if it's coming to consoles, they are not going to leave retail behind. And that's been my biggest thing of why I think the console port has taken so long, is because they are just waiting for 3 and 4 to be done, announce it a month before it's out, and then release it both at retail for $40 together. And just sell a shit ton of copies, both retail and physically. Because, like, name me one person who would want Persona 4 on consoles who wouldn't just spend an extra $20 to get it physically and get 3.
Some fool who thinks Persona 3 isn't worth playing.
They'll make like a special, more expensive collector's edition called the Persona 3 is an overrated disaster edition, where it's $60 but only comes with Persona 4.
Yeah, there we go. That's the Simply Dad version. You'd appreciate it.
Last one though, Socially Awkward 567 says, do you think the popularity of Persona 5 might make Atlus consider a Devil Summoner 5, in the sense of like Devil Summoner, if you remember, because the series can't fucking catch a break apparently, we have Devil Summoner 1 on the Saturn, then we have Devil Summoner Soul Hacker, Raito 1, Raito 2, and then finally, if we did get another one, it would be Devil Summoner 5. So does not necessarily have to be Raito, but how do you think Atlus would ever commit and just call something, if not call it, make another Devil Summoner? Or do you think like we're too far gone?
I would think that Devil Summoner would probably be a bit more likely than Raito, though I think it's not going to happen. At least anytime. Yeah, honestly, I'm just going to say it's not going to happen.
Then let me ask like the less depressing one. Do you want a Devil Survivor 5?
Devil Survivor 5? A Devil Summoner 5?
Sorry, Devil Summoner 5. Fucking God forbid they have an anagram that's not DS.
Like, yeah, I think I'd want it. Like, just, I like the idea of it being, like, detective shit. That's pretty cool.
Honestly, I think, like, if they wanted to just make me have the biggest nostalgia boner ever, just remake Soul Hackers and have it look like Blade Runner 2047. Just have it be remade by Denis Villeneuve. So, speaking of things that are not remade by Denis Villeneuve, we are pretty much a little under an hour, and we're at the final part of this podcast where we have our special guest segment / video portion, which I will be kicking off with a timed button click and also opening up of a drink. But because I'm very professional, I can't do both at the same time. So, we're doing the Nocturne survey! Not Shin Megami Tensei 3, because literally they made a typo and they called it Shin Megami Tensei 4 Nocturne HD, but hey, that's just the beginning.
Oh, no.
We're off to a great start. So, Nam, you were nice enough to take this survey with me. We are not taking this as Spencer or the Compendium Boys. We are taking this as a group. So everyone in chat, we are going to take this survey together, and it's going to be so productive, they're just going to give us a copy of SMT5, like, probably tomorrow. That's how good it's going to be.
Yeah. Because we care very much about Atlus and the quality of their products, so we want to make sure that they're the best they can be.
And our drink, by the way, our drink tonight is pineapple orange mango with 10% coconut water, and I'm going to be honest, guys, it's pretty fucking great, because my throat is killing me right now. Which is a good sign, because I'm going to have to read every part of this survey. So, first part, everybody, cover your ears. This following survey is intended for owners of SMT4, Nocturne HD Remaster. If you do not own this game, no worries. There's a non-survey. No, we're not doing that bullshit. We own this game, baby. We're going.
I own the game.
I bought this 2 times. That's too many, some might say. So, we're going to go in with age. So, I'm 28. How old are you?
I'm 20. I almost said 21. I'm 22.
We'll meet in the middle and say 25.
All right.
So we're 25. Watch this be like a 100-question survey. What gender are you? Male, female, non-binary? Prefer not to say. What's in my pants doesn't matter when I'm negotiating the sales of this game, Sega. I'll let you know that. Are you currently the parent of a legal guardian 12 years or under? I have no kids. Do you have kids?
No, I don't have any children as of yet.
No kids that we know of.
If I have a child, do I have to go back and change the
Someone
survey?
in chat just being like, Nam's my daddy. Please. He has a lot of child support he's backed up on. Which of the following, if any, describes your current job or work? So without describing any, like, someone comes up to you on the street, or your great uncle who was just in a 30-year coma.
Mm-hmm.
What is your job? Like, someone's like, what do you do for a living?
I'm a video game journalist.
I appreciate you not using blogger. So our choices.
I'm a vlogger.
Our choices were music journalist, video game journalist, movie studio or home company, production, distributing, sports journalist. the old ESPN guys giving the Nocturne surveys, mobile phone manufacturer, cooking food journalist, or none. So we'll go video game journalist because I guess that's my life now.
Yeah, if you change your bio on Twitter to video game journalist, you'll get verified.
Oh my god. I want nothing less than to be verified on Twitter. When I see my friends beg to be verified, I'm like, what the? Why? What state do you currently reside in? I'm in Kansas, so we're actually just going to dox just me today, just because it's literally in the middle of the country, so that seems really, really easy. So,
I don't even live in America.
We're going to do this just because I have something come up really fast. Everybody, you can see this on screen. I am going to look at chat. I'm going to have to put pause, not on the podcast, but the edited one, it will be sure. Everybody, I want you to vote on one genre, and whatever 3 are most popular, I will click those or whatever is there. So, I will be right back, and everyone will still be able to hear you, so you are able to talk to chat if you want, but I will be super back because I'm unprofessional.
All right. Okay, chat, what's your favorite genre? All right, so we got 3 RPGs. All right, so RPGs is definitely one of them. Let's see here. I've seen a couple of fighting games here. First-person shooters, RPGs, platformer. Okay, so it looks like the most popular ones are RPGs, platformers, and your mom. Oh, thanks. Yeah, it looks like RPGs, platform. Do we need 3? It just says choose as many. Yeah. So I guess RPGs and platformers. But we get an SMT collectathon. That's like Banjo-Kazooie. Oh, as many as we want. Yeah, but I think Spencer just wants to do top 3, so it looks like RPG's platformer fighting game might be it. Where's the survey? I think it's on Atlus's Twitter. I'm not sure where it is because Spencer's the one filling it out. Oh, there's difference between JRPGs and RPGs. I didn't even notice. I'm not entirely sure if you can post the link in chat. I know I can't because I don't have permission to. Dude, is that Gab me? Let's go. Spencer's just out right now. He said he had to take care of something and he'll be right back. We're about to fill out the Nocturne HD survey, so you should participate. It looks like it's all just RPG. Okay, how about this? If it's between RPG and JRPG, would we all just pick JRPG? Is Gex an option? Well, if you pick platformer, then yeah. Yeah, everyone's just agreeing with JRPG. Sure. Gex is more than a platformer, it's a religion. Yeah. Best game ever made. Gex sold more than Persona for the longest time. So we know which one's superior. By popular vote.
People can hear me now. Sorry I left you for what probably felt like 9,000 hours. How did that go?
Oh, it went perfect. We've narrowed it down to JRPG, platformer, and fighting games.
Fantastic decision. Also, thank you to the one Gex shout out while I was being violently ill in my bathroom. Everybody is fantastic. So, fighting games, JRPG, and what was the other one?
It was platformer.
That does describe Gex, so I will allow that. Okay. Also, great job. We did not lose a single viewer while I was gone. So
what can I say?
You saved the show. So this one's gonna be one of like, what do we not pick? Because honestly, I don't know why we wouldn't click all of these. Oh, actually no, with the exception of a couple. So, which of the following, if any, do you currently own and use to play video games? Xbox, all of them. Tablets, Nintendo Switch, computer, PS4, gaming PC, laptop, smartphone, PS5, none of the above. I'm going to say, and chat can let me know what they think, I'd say let's just click all of these except... no. See, this then comes to think of like, okay, if I'm being shitty, I'd say no to smartphones. But it's like, I have all of these. So, like, why not bring everything to everything, you know? Like, what do you think? Is there anything we should leave out?
We might get that long-awaited iOS port of SMT2.
Yeah, the SMT2 Pixel Remaster Collection coming only to Steam and mobile.
If we're loud enough, then they'll consider it.
Okay. Also, man, shout out to the car outside. He is fucking loving it for the discussion going on right now. Let's just go all of them, because I feel disingenuous just saying no, because it's like, I know at least someone who would play something on all of these devices. Also, I forgot to ask you, when you said you own everything, do you also own a PS5?
Yeah.
Also, sorry, I'm legally obligated to shout out you and also Gab. So Gab is in chat. Gab, famous of Gab Mew Productions, is gexing it up. So hello, Gab. Your car alarm is very loud. I did hear you. Alright, so we have our first big boy time. Oh, I see Solitaire and Minesweeper. This is a good shot. Which type of the following PC games do you play on your computer or laptop? Pre-installed games, such as free stuff, PC games, pay for, or online casual games. Oh my god, Yahoo games, Farmville. Who made this? Oh my god. What do you play? Okay, shout out to Minesweeper, so we gotta go pre-installed, and PC games. I think we can all agree nobody's playing Farmville, correct?
Does Cookie Clicker count?
Cookie Clicker's a game. Like, that's a game. Online casual game is not Cookie Clicker. That's like a man's game. That's an everyone's game.
There's so much strategy and min-maxing needed in that game.
Exactly. I fucking, like, if I can earn trophies in Cookie Clicker, My Name is Mayo, and fucking Adventure Capitalist, like, hey, they're all legitimate. Also, hold on, who brought this up in chat? Haunted Breadstick, Pinball, Space Pinball. Big shoutouts to Space Pinball.
Space Cadet Pinball on Windows X. I almost called it XD XP.
Ooh,
That was a classic.
Here's a good one. What are you subscribed to? I am very frugal with my money, so I'm gonna go chat. Let me know which one of these you are subscribed to, and we'll kind of pick out which ones are not. I do not subscribe to Switch Online. Do you?
I have a subscription. Yes, I do.
Okay. I think a lot of people are. I'm definitely in the minority for that. I'm going to list these, and you say yes or no to the next couple, because it's definitely going to get a little weird. Ubisoft Plus.
Nope. All I'm going to say is it's only NSO and PS Plus.
Wow. No NVIDIA GeForce Now? How do you even game?
I don't. I just... I lie.
Okay, sorry Stadia. SMT Stadia not happening. Apple Arcade, I will say this. I have paid for Apple Arcade at one point. That is a great service if you do like playing on your phone. They have a lot of really fucking good games there. Somebody in chat has got to be a Game Pass subscriber. I cannot believe that. Also, okay, they do have PlayStation Now. No PlayStation Now in the chat. I appreciate that. Okay, Echo Cloud, you are the savior. You do have Game Pass, thankfully. Alright, I think that is it. So yeah, we're gonna have Nintendo Online, PlayStation Plus, and Game Pass. Yeah. And just for consistency's sake, we'll do live. Because I don't know anyone who has Game Pass and does not have live. That'd be a hell of a minority.
Yeah, isn't there like an Xbox Live Gold deal that comes with Game Pass?
Yeah, Ultimate gives you Game Pass on console, Game Pass on PC, and online.
Yeah.
Alright, so next up, if you had to choose, which of these are your preferred method of accessing games? Via accessing a cloud... Sorry.
Cloud gaming!
Owning a physical copy or a digital copy? I'm gonna assume we have almost 80 people in chat. I don't want to assume wrong. I'm going physical. Is everyone here physical? Is there a digital boaster in the house? I don't know. I don't know how big your collection rate is. How do you feel?
It's mostly digital, to be honest.
Wow. Okay. When is the last physical game you bought?
I bought DDS 1 and 2 off Amazon, and they're sitting on my shelf.
Jesus. Okay, chat is destroying you with physical, but Killamo, Evan, and a couple others do say digital. You're not alone.
Oh, yeah.
But you are gross, as Bandit2698 says. Brandon.
Oh, okay.
You are gross, but you're not wrong.
I'm not saying that that physical should die. I'm just saying I own a lot of digital
also
games.
did not say streaming, which is why you're still a part of this podcast.
Yeah, like, streaming games is terrible.
Okay, here's an interesting one. Average hours a week per system. So, I have not played a PlayStation 4 maybe in 9 months since I got my PlayStation 5. So,
yeah, I haven't even plugged it in since I got the PS5.
So chat, I'm gonna need y'all to be me for this. What hours are we doing for PS4? Xbox, I'm gonna leave 0 unless someone in chat's been pumping in a lot of Xbox time. Switch, normally pretty low. This is the year I've played the most Switch, which is kind of funny because I bought my second Switch this year. How much Switch do you normally play?
Not a lot, to be honest. I mostly play it for, like, when I play Smash with my friends, so it's like a couple hours a week, I guess.
Okay. Alright, I'm gonna kind of spitball this, and you let me know what you think of the numbers here. Because I don't want to just put nothing major... Because I play just as many PS4 games on my PS5 as I do PS4, though. Like, I don't like separating that, you know? It's like, why is Xbox One listed in a series different? Like, there's not that many kind of separating there. So I'm going to have these kind of be the same. PlayStation, round 40. Just around, hey, that's a second job playing there. Xbox, 5. Nintendo, 20. Like, I get a good 20 or so there. PlayStation as well, 40 for the PS5. There's a lot, gotta clock my Fortnite hours in. Series X, 5. Computer. I fucking do no gaming on my PC. So this is gonna be all you guys. How much do you play on your PC? I've seen 10 hours in chat, I've seen 5 hours in chat.
Thankfully, I can quickly check by going on my Steam profile how much have I played in the past 2 weeks and just divide that by 2. Don't worry, it's loading. I'm anticipating this.
I'll say this, tablet or smartphone, I feel very confident saying 0 for us. No one was advocating phones.
Okay, I just realized I haven't played a computer game because I just finished editing a video and that took out all my time, so it doesn't list any.
Someone in chat said 0 and someone in chat said 100. I'm gonna give us around 10. 10 hours for PC gaming. No, you know what? I'm gonna do this though. Smartphone and tablets, you get a 5 because my wife plays a lot of Genshin on her iPad. So we're at 120 hours of gaming a week. We should be dead. But that's our number.
I know I don't play any games on my phone.
Here we go, baby. Get your big dicks out. We've got some games to talk about. Other than SMT, what video game franchises have you heard of? Just stop me if we've not heard of these. Okay, is it heard or played? Okay, heard. We're probably going to click all of these. Final Fantasy, Yadoy. Souls, Yadoy. This is a weird one. Who paid Code Vein to get on here?
Code Vein? I know what that game is, but like...
Yeah, I know what Code Vein is, but why is Code Vein here? A lot of questions. Fire Emblem, Yadoy. Tales, Yadoy. Xenoblade Meme Boy Chronicles, Yadoy. Kingdom Hearts, Big Boy Doy.
I think the very bottom of the list, I don't know what that is.
That is, The World Ends with None of the Above. It's a spin-off sequel to Nier Automata and Dragon Quest.
Okay.
So, Pokemon, Nier, Monster Hunter, Dragon Warrior, Yakuza, Valkyria Chroniclia, Bravely, I guess that's just the series name, Devil May Cry from the Devil May Cry series, and Persona. I would love anyone who has found this survey link to have not heard of all of those games. Like, if they're asking for played, oh, here we go. Okay, now we're here. Also, RIP Code Vein, you've been bumped to the bottom of the list for this section. For no reason. Which of these have we all played? Okay, so this one I'm going to need people to tell me if they have played, because I'll just tell you right now, I have played everything here except literally Code Vein. So if one person in chat has played Code Vein, we'll put it on there. Have you played Code Vein? That's the real question.
No. There's a couple of these I haven't. I haven't played Valkyria Chronicles. I haven't played much of Tales, but I've played it. And I haven't played Bravely Default. I've played pretty much everything else except Code Vein as well.
Socially Awkward is saving the day for Code Vein. So the funny thing with Valkyria Chronicles is, like, Valkyria Chronicles is, like... I love Valkyria Chronicles, but that is a messy fucking series to recommend to somebody. Like, yeah. I love 1, 2 is only on the PSP, 3 never came out. 4's pretty bad, but, like, not bad, and then there's that spinoff everyone forgot about. Like, it's such a weird fucking thing.
Wait, when you said the 3rd one never came out, do you mean, like, outside of, like...
Yeah, outside of Japan. I didn't mean, like, they literally just forgot.
Talking about, like, they canceled the 3rd one and just went straight to 4. Fuck it. Who's keeping track?
Alright, here we go. Which of the following SMT games have you played? I'm glad they didn't say heard of. Oh, daddy, I see SMT9. Phil Spencer's got a little chubby right now. Alright, baby. We're just going to go through this. I've played all of them, so I'm very, very biased, but I want to know what everyone's played, and since you are my special guest, I'm going to list these off, and you give me a yay or a nay if you've played these.
Does it matter if I finish them?
No, just you've had to touch a controller that moved something in this game.
Okay.
Alright. Megami Tensei 1.
Nope.
Megami Tensei 2.
Nope.
The remaster on Super Nintendo, Megami Tensei 1 and 2.
No.
Shin Megami Tensei 1.
Yes.
Shin Megami Tensei 2.
No.
Shin Megami Tensei If.
Fuck no.
Shin Megami Tensei 9.
No.
Shin Megami Tensei 3, Nocturne, Maniacs, or Chronicle Edition.
Yes.
Shin Megami Tensei Strange Journey or Redux.
Yes.
Shin Megami Tensei 4.
Yes.
Shin Megami Tensei 4, Apocalypse.
Yes.
Shin Megami Tensei Devil Summoner.
No.
I guess we got tired of saying this. Devil Summoner Soul Hackers.
Yes.
Devil Summoner Raido Kuzunoha versus the Soulless Army.
Yes.
Devil Summoner Raido Kuzunoha versus King Abaddon.
No.
Devil Survivor.
No.
Devil Survivor Overclocked.
If it's all the Devil Survivor games, then no.
Boom, boom. And how funny, they literally just include no Persona games here, though.
And how funny, they also didn't include Digital Devil Saga.
They don't need to include it. They're already working on that HD port, so they're like, hey, it don't matter. Yeah, that's a weird one. Like, that's a really, really, really weird one. Of, like, why not include Persona? Also, like, you're including weird ones that didn't come out, but you also, like, not including Majin Tensei? And then also, why not Imagine? Like, you actually brought over Imagine? Like,
I actually played a tiny bit of the restored Imagine server.
Reimagine.
I didn't play much of it, but I did play some of it.
Awesome! Now we want to ask you some questions about that fucking game 10 hours ago. To continue, though, here's the tough one, everybody. Select an animal. Is a Tostito an animal? Is a Dorito an animal? Is a Frito an animal?
What the fuck is this?
Or is a dog an animal?
Dude. This is like trying to get the fucking neutral route in 4.
Pretty much. Alright, here we go. How did you first learn about Shin Megami Tensei 3 Nocturne HD Remaster? So, I'm going to read our options, because I'm probably going to have to write in, because I'm a fucking smarmy big brain. We have word of mouth, online reviews, social media, online digital storefronts, podcast. Oh man, I wish you had a fill-in, so then someone could just type in the world's #1 Shin Megami Tensei podcast. Influencer, online trailers, social media, ads in person. There were fucking none, but hey, whatever. Online forums, online event. Such a Sonic Central. Did they ever... I don't listen to Sonic Central. Did they mention SMT3 on Sonic Central?
No, but I don't see why they would do that. Well, I guess they have to put it there because it's a Sega thing.
Weird.
But it was... I'm pretty sure, like everyone else, the first time I saw it was the Nintendo Direct.
Yeah, it's like that was it. So let's see what everybody says though.
I see
Instagram
Instagram
ads.
ads.
They did.
I want to see an Instagram influencer post like a story that
Oh my
says, "Hey,
God.
check out Shin Megami Tensei 3."
Okay, so then for this one, I guess we would have to say, because they don't actually have one outside of an like online event. So we're going to do podcast, online event, and then write in SMTN 227 says hi. All right. RIP influencers. Which of the following best describes how you downloaded or purchased the game? This is an interesting one. Oh, just killed a bug.
Is there a
Enjoy
fill one that
mouth.
says I asked Atlus for a code and they said yes?
It says other. We have bought after the day of release, which is funny because they don't have bought day of release. They just know. They just know you didn't. Like the sales are that bad. They know no one bought it day one. So bought after release, pre-ordered it, or someone bought it for me, or other. So what would you say?
I'd put other and say, dog, you guys gave me a review copy.
Everyone in chat, I want to know what you say. Instead, I'm gonna put this for other. I waited for it to be half price cause it didn't deserve. This is a long other section. 50, let alone 70 for everything.
That's
Also, no steelbook. Frowny face. There you go. That's just all one sentence.
Yep, I agree.
Which platforms do you own? Oh, this is weird. Why separate PS5? There's no PS5 version. That's very weird. Do you own the PlayStation 4 version, PlayStation 5 version, Nintendo Switch version, or Steam version?
I own the PS5 version, I guess.
Oh, so you reviewed it on PlayStation.
Yeah, because I saw the red flags from a mile away. I'm like,
the red flag of a port.
The red flag of Unity on Nintendo.
So, I own it on everything but Steam. So at this point, then, I'm more just kind of curious what chat's kind of like blanked out of. So we've got all PlayStation, Switch, Steam. Why is this one only pick one? That's what I don't get. Like, we can buy it on multiple platforms. Okay, so 5, just because I like that 4K 60, even though it's barely running 1080 30.
And there's still frame rate drops.
Oh, this is a tough one. Which version do you own? Okay, Standard Edition 50 or Digital Deluxe. We are not allowed to pick digital just because that shows them that fucking gross system works, and we're very against that. But I am curious. So obviously we both reviewed it and we got the Digital Deluxe version early and free. People in chat...
If I were to buy it, I would have gotten the standard.
Oh yeah, of course, because you don't like being swindled. So
yeah.
So everyone in chat, let me know, Digital Deluxe or Standard? What did you all go with? Everybody's wing chunging tonight.
I like how they put the price in brackets.
Standard. Yeah, because the game's already been deep discounted so many fucking times they don't even know what the MSRP was anymore. Standard. Okay. Alright, standard it is. Thank you everybody for not giving in to the whims of playing 3 days early.
Don't you want to play your 15-year-old PS2 game 3 days early?
We all know they do, man. We all know they do. Did this... Hold on. Maybe breaking news? Did If literally just drop on the Nintendo Switch Online for Japan?
Yeah, I think it did.
What the fuck? Don't they know we're recording? Literally. Shin Megami Tensei If added to Nintendo Switch Online in Japan. So hey, if you guys have Nintendo Switch Online, just make a free Japanese account and you can get that. Please actually check that out. Like, If is a pretty fun game. It has great music. The Super Nintendo port kind of blows chunks, but wow, how weird! Like, what a just like out of left field thing to drop. I'll say this though, much like with the port of SMT 1 and 2, literally does nothing for me. It's like, yeah, I mean, those are also on the PlayStation Portable store, PS3 store, Wii Virtual Console, and Wii U Virtual Console, and I still don't care. But this is the easiest way to play it legally and free, so if people do want to check it out, even though it is in Moon Runes, go for it.
Dude, Marsh is gonna be so happy.
Oh, that's true. He'll have something to post about. So, which of the following, if any, were reasons you decided to purchase SMT3? This one I'm very curious about. How snarky can I get for this? If someone purchased it for you, which reasons are you why you wanted the game? So we can click as many as we want. We can't fill in, unfortunately. So we'll go yay or nay. The setting or universe. Now, just for this, let's actually like be very clear. Why we wanted to purchase HD Nocturne. We're not saying for Nocturne
Yeah,
HD.
specifically HD.
Okay. Did you want it for the setting?
No, because they ruined the lighting.
Okay. I like Atlus titles.
That is true. I do like the Atlus titles.
That is, yeah, that's kind of in there. The graphics. Also, I'll give them this because I'm morbidly curious about I wanted to see the graphics in person. The reviews by other gamers. I'm just going to not even ask that question and scroll by. I just figured I'd give it a try. Like, it's like I got $50 to blow. I guess I'll buy this.
It's like, let's just see what it's like.
I like the genre.
Do enjoy the genre.
I like the franchise.
I do like the franchise.
If you enjoyed both, then you would have bought Scarlet Nexus, so clearly you're a liar. The review by professional critics. Wow. Thanks, Atlus. I see how it is. Separate the haves and the have-nots, huh? The gamer reviews or the critic reviews. Jeez.
I don't even know what critics actually said about HD Nocturne.
Oh, it was all like 8s. 7 and 8s. The theme/tones.
Well, that's for the original game, not HD, so no.
Recommendation by friends or family. Nana had a lot of lot to say.
My dad said, "Hey, Nick, you like those Shin Megami Tensei games, right?"
I saw that G4 ad and thought of you, son. The gameplay mechanics.
That's not HD, that's original.
The music.
I was baffled that they still had the shitty music in it.
Hilariously, as we're doing this, the one God rejected compressed song is playing right now. The characters.
That's original, so no.
So
wait, Raido's in it. Raido's in the HD one.
Good point. Okay, we can give her that. So we have 4. We like Atlus games, the graphics, the franchise, and the characters. Shoutouts to Old Man Ad. I don't think we've actually talked about this fucking game, by the way. In your own words, why did you purchase? Like, they're just asking us why we bought it. They haven't even asked us what we thought of the HD remaster. And we finally killed the fruit fly in the room, so congratulations, everybody. We did it. In your own words, why did you ultimately purchase Nocturne HD Remaster?
This is my job.
Hold on. Hold on, this can't be right. I'm allowed 10 words. Sorry,
10
I'm
words?
allowed 10 characters.
What?
I'm for real. It says characters used minimum. Oh, sorry. Minimum Minimum 10. I was like,
Oh.
excuse... Like, is this a fucking, like... Is this like a polygraph test? What am I supposed to do with this?
Did they just want you to say, like, it looked cool or something?
Great. Oh my god. Okay, so for you, why were you interested in checking out Nocturne HD?
I wanted to own it on modern platforms, but I knew it would come with a lot of caveats. And I wanted to talk about it.
I think we have to copy Mirth. Mirth says it the most true. I'm even going to copy Mirth's name and the timestamp for this. Mirth Mouser getting the copy and paste. And I'll even do quotes. Because we want more ports.
Oh.
And then I'm going to put underneath it, see Atlus, as I can't type, you turned a mediocre, hold on, oh god, can I spell? Mediocre, right? Okay, I think I spelled lazy. You turned a mediocre HD port into a hostage situation with your fans.
Oh, man.
Alrighty. Sorry, Mirth, we outed you. Alright, how would you say SMT3 Nocturne HD Remaster delivered on your expectations of the game? That's what's actually really funny. Because we got it so late, we kind of already knew it was a bad port. Like, if we were Japan, we'd be like, oh, what the fuck? But, like, we kind of knew it was bad. So our choices are this. Much worse than expected. I'd love to meet someone who's like, man, I thought Japan had it bad. This is really bad. Somehow worse than expected. As expectedly worse. Somewhat better than expected, or much better than expected.
As expected.
Yeah, it's like, it's not offensively bad, but, okay, I'm gonna have to type this into the comments. It was less offensive after months of watching the much worse JP launch. Also, I'm trying to think of what to say. Also, it shouldn't only run acceptably, I'm typing in the dark, so I promise I'm not actually this slow, on a PS5. Because PS5 is literally the only console you can play this with no slowdown.
Really?
Yeah, because like PS4 Pro still has slowdown, still has like moments of lag. PS5 is the only console with no like technical like issues. Well, no outstanding technical issues. Setting the port to all be based around the Switch minimum specs is just ill-advised. We got very adult on that last part, but that is one of my like things I think that I hate the most about the port. It's like people will be like, oh, it's lazy because it's Unity, or oh, it's lazy because it's this. It's like it's literally they made one version on Switch and then they just kept upporting it to other things, but never giving it more features. Talk about the Dreamcast engine. I'll find a way to drop Dreamcast in here at some point. How satisfied were you with SMT HD Remaster so far? What the fuck did I just answer? How would you say it delivered on your I've platinumed it. What do you mean so far? Okay, alright, I guess, so then on this one, how do we feel now that it's out and we're done playing it? It's like, it was as bad as we expected upon release, but how do we feel now that it's all said and over?
I hope it doesn't... Oh, okay, so it's on that kind of scale.
Oh yeah, sorry.
That's
Very unsatisfied, somewhat satisfied, neutral, somewhat satisfied, very satisfied.
well, I feel neutral about it, but that's only because I knew it was gonna be like not that good. Like if I was looking forward to it,
Yeah, it's like. Here, I'll type this in and let me know if you want to add anything. The core game is still a classic JRPG, but the subpar HD remaster title does the overall experience no favors and can only lead to disappointment by comparison. Anything else?
no, that's about how I feel about it.
Womp womp. Alright, how likely would you be to recommend SMT to your friends or family? Definitely not recommending, probably not recommending, might not recommend, probably would recommend, or definitely would recommend. Okay, this one I've really got to know. So, like, for me, I just tell people straight up, until it is dirt ass cheap, do not buy this game. Like, there's no rush to buy this. Like, what about you? Like, when it comes to recommending this to, like, friends, do you recommend it?
At its current price, absolutely not. But if it like what you said, when it becomes cheap, then yeah. But otherwise, you might even just be better off emulating the game, because I still think the PS2 one is probably superior in terms of what it's trying to do. But I do like the additions in the HD version. Manual skill inheritance is really good.
Poor Japan. They had to have that patched in 2 months after release.
Yeah, they had to have it patched in.
Grandma, check out the Nocturne!
Grandma, check out this game, please.
I'm gonna put might or might not, because it's like, I can recommend this to fans. So, here, I'm gonna do this for the comment. I can only safely recommend this to fans of the original on a steep, all caps, discount.
Yeah.
Newcomers gain nothing by playing this at launch or at $50+ and should just wait for SMT5 or buy TMS.
Oh, H
Encore.
Rose in the comments said, "I'll recommend the remaster to someone who likes SMT5."
Yeah, it's like, yeah, like once that game's out, like that's like the whole thing of like kind of like why I put like down here. It's like I'd rather like just, and I don't even mean this as a joke. I would rather just tell people, hey, just save your money for SMT5 or buy Encore. Like TMS Encore is a better game to play than this.
I haven't played much TMS. I've played the first dungeon, so I don't have a full opinion on this, but would you really say Encore was better?
Then Nocturne HD's experience, 100%.
Yeah.
TMS Encore is a 10 out of 10. Like, we are making a director's cut to a game. Like, they did everything perfect. It's the best running version, best looking version. They added new songs, new content. Quality of life features are great. It was awesome, and it was actually done in-house at Atlus. It is a great, great, great game. Cannot recommend it enough. TMS Encore is like one of the best.
Is it just like, is it like an over record breaker situation, or it's just better?
Yeah, it's better in every way. Like, there's literally no reason to ever go back to the Wii U version unless you're someone who's like, my vagina bones! I've got to see my vagina bones!
Oh my god, I forgot about that! I remember that! The censorship where the guy was complaining about vagina bones.
Yeah. So if you have a Switch, just wait for that or play TMS. But other than that, it's like as like a trophy hunter, I loved this game having trophies until I had to platinum it. The platinum fucking sucks. It was not a fun platinum at all. Like by the time I finished the platinum, I was like, cool, I'm never playing this game again.
Get every ending. Oh, that must have been brutal.
Every ending actually didn't suck. Every ending was fun because I've never done that before legally. I've never done that before like the old-fashioned way. It was the filling out the demon compendium that made me want to crush my nuts in. Because it's just very, very boring.
Out of curiosity, I did get the max cap for Demi Fiend just so I could see if that really was a trophy. And it was like 255 versus just level 99 to see which one it would pop for.
Mm-hmm.
And it is if you're not playing on merciful mode, that is an insane expectation to have for someone to max up the Demi Fiend.
Honestly, like I feel like merciful mode is like playing with a Game Shark.
Yeah, pretty much.
Alright, so, next question. How many hours have you put into SMT? Why is this the threshold? Like, SMT, like, Nocturne is not that long of a game. It's less than an hour up to 20 hours.
Less than an hour?
It's like, nah, dude, that hospital was pretty fucking butts. I outed at the hospital. I didn't even see him take his shirt off.
Got killed by the fucking the Wisp guys or whatever.
But like now I've got to know, if someone played this game and owns this game, have you played less than 20 hours? Like who's that person who's like just stopped? It's so weird. Cuz it's not a short game.
I'm pretty sure everyone's going to put more than 20.
How many more hours do you think you'll fucking play? Oh, less than one. Done. It is off my hard drive. How many more hours? Like, for you, are you ever going to play this game again anytime soon? Like, I before Nocturne HD, I had not played Nocturne in over a decade. It had been so long. I didn't download it again on PS3. It had been so many years. And I love that game. But, like, after platinuming it on Nocturne HD, I'm like, oh my god, dude, I'm not playing this game again for a very long time.
For me anyways, it's actually, for me personally, it's my favorite mainline SMT game. So I'm more willing to go back to it. So
but
honestly,
how soon though? Well, I guess here, let me phrase it in the way that the question is set up. How many more hours do you think you will continue playing Nocturne?
Probably, I know I want to do, at the bare minimum, one extra playthrough. So, like, 30 hours.
Alright. Next question. If you had to say... Oh, we're busting out the JPEGs, guys. If you had to say, which are your favorite characters in Nocturne? I'm sorry, Dante, we couldn't pay the $10 for your JPEG in this. So, we have Hikawa, Raito, Chiaki, Protag, Yuko, or Isama. It's just pick whoever you want. Oh, sorry, choose two. Okay, so we have to vote 4 people off. So we're going to play Kill Your Babies with these 6. Who are our 2 bays, and who else is dying?
I feel like we can kill...
This one will because we can only choose 2. This is going to have to be an all-in chat. So it is going to have to be we vote. Here, we'll actually do this to make it a little easier. Everyone in chat pick one person, and whoever the 2 people with the most votes go. I'll say this right now. It's a tie between Demi Fiend and Hikawa. I'm gonna give it to Hikawa. I'd want Hikawa and Raito to live, but I'm giving my vote to Hikawa. Because I know Raito's going to get a shit ton of votes.
I kind of feel like we should exclude Raito from this, but I'm not sure if that'll be telling, oh, we don't care about Raito.
Chat's given the Raito love. So
Yeah.
Who do you want to save besides Raito?
Probably... Isama. What? I thought it was Isamu.
It is Isamu, but much like Shin Megami Tensei I, There's
they spelled his name wrong. I was genuinely thinking there was like for some reason a difference.
Nope.
Like between. Oh my god.
Our new boy Isama. Oh my god, dude! Great call out, God Hunter Demi. Where's Hijiri? The fucking I would have given it to Hijiri and Raido for sure. Wow.
Wow.
The
No
disrespect.
Hijiri.
The disrespect, dude.
Maybe
That's
because
dirty.
he's not associated with any reason.
I'm typing this in. Where is Hijiri and
Futomimi.
no, he's fine. I get living that. And you spelled Isamu wrong. Just a heads up. NBD. Alright, so chat is saying... Let's see, we got Protag. Let's mark this down. 3 for Chiaki, 4 for Chiaki. What was your vote one more time? Because I think we're pretty close.
Mine was probably Usamu.
Yeah, he's pretty out there. Also, definitely Hikawa's not getting it. Or Yuko. Yuko got like 2 votes. Yeah, Chiaki wins with like the most votes. Sorry, Philemon. Too many people voted Chiaki. So Chiaki and Raida win. Jorts all day, Jorts all night. You're doing great! Just a few more questions! We'd like to ask you about how you'd rate SMT3 Nocturne HD Remaster across a number of attributes. Please pay close attention and provide honest feedback.
Oh my god. They're asking for it.
You're getting it. Alright. Which of the following would you say SMT... Hold on, is this English? For which of the following would you say SMT3 Nocturne HD Remaster is excellent? That is not a sentence. Let me rephrase this for English speakers. What did Nocturne HD do well? Oh, they are fucking asking for it on this one. So it's multiple choice, so it's have at it with what you want. Demons. Debatable. It's got some good demons, but there are like a lot of copy and paste ugly ass demons.
Mm-hmm.
And remember, we're doing this with HD Nocturne. We're not saying OG Nocturne had bad demons. We're saying HD. They added no new demons. So I kind of want to leave it unchecked. What do you think?
I feel like leaving it unchecked is the best.
Okay.
Because there's a spot for graphics and visuals.
Graphics and visuals, definitely not excellent.
Yeah.
This one, they deserve a fucking slap across the fucking, like, butt for. Post-launch support. Hey, would you describe our DLC and updates where we're not telling you what we're fixing as excellent? No. Why? Like, what a bold fucking... Like, how bold of you to assume, whoa, what great post-launch support you're doing. Characters. Again, it gets the Raido bump, so sure.
Yeah.
Length of gameplay? I mean...
It's the Nocturne like stuff.
Yeah, it's Nocturne. I will say, I played it more times than I ever have because it had trophies, so I'll give it that. Enemies and bosses.
That's another point towards OG, I guess.
Difficulty modes. Being able to select different difficulties at any time.
That is kind of good. I think that's kind of cool. Except for merciful mode.
But it's an option, so I give it to it.
Yeah.
Weapons, art style, visuals, music, soundtrack, combat system, story. I'm gonna give all those kind of the same thing like with enemies, of it did nothing new on any of those, so... Sorry.
But wait, there's localization and language options.
Yes, but...
Didn't they change a couple things?
They did. I am giving it to him for localization, but I did want to talk about this. Should we give it to him for replayability, kind of similar to the trophies and stuff? In achievements?
I feel like... Trophies are new. I feel like that's something we can give that for. Because it's like if someone wants like all the trophies, they can get a lot of time out of the game.
Gameplay mechanics, I kind of want to give it to them just on the sense that they actually did add skill inheritance.
Yeah.
Tones and themes, not any different. Localization does get the check because, yes, they did do a new script and did do voice acting, so that gives us. So we're giving it to characters, length, difficulty, replayability, mechanics, and localization, which seems fair.
Yeah.
Right. As a whole, how would you rate... God, am I fucking just copy-pasting my review in here? How would you rate Nocturne HD Remaster? Very poor... outstanding on a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. At a 10-point scale, from 1 to 10, where do you rank it? So this is going to be another one we all as a society have to come together. I didn't review it with a score in my review. Did you score it at all?
No, I don't. This is what I fucking hate about scores, because if I say like 5 out of 10, that could also mean like a different score to someone else entirely.
Yeah. I'm at honestly, honest to God, I'm at a 6, and that's being nice. So everyone in chat, let me know what your numbers are, and we'll find an average here. So remember, this is not reviewing Nocturne. This is reviewing Nocturne HD. So what number do you give Nocturne HD?
So let's just say the exact middle is the bare minimum. I think it goes slightly 1 point above, so it's a 6, only because of the voice acting.
Mm-hmm. So we got a 6.5. We've got a 3. Got a 2. Got a 4, got a 6, got a 3, got a 7. I love this by Spoon. My expectations were 0, but I had fun, so it was pretty good. I went in just expecting it to be fucking dog trash, and was like, it's pretty good.
There's a comments section, just like copy and paste your whole script.
Okay, so while I'm waiting for the average, I'll say this. Once again, a bad remaster, and even though it is a solid game still, the new features don't add up enough value. Boop. Alright, so let's put these scores together. So we've got 7, 7, 6.5, 6, -7, that's a new one. -10, 4, 5. Let's go with the 6. We've got enough kind of super positives, super negatives for it on there. Alright, so. And finally, we're almost free, guys. 2 hours in. And finally, what would you like to see from the future of the Shin Megami Tensei series? So, hey, you know what? This is just to fucking fill it out, baby. We're going to just get anything. So, I'm just going to put this in. Spencer wants... Oh, here we go. This was a group survey from SMTN 227. So... blank Spencer. Alright, let's do this. So, these people want ... and I can't spell survey on a survey, so that's embarrassing. Spencer wants... What do I actually want from the future of Shin Megami Tensei 3? I want SMT 5 to have a sick ass PS5 port in the future. I want that game to look fucking sick ass nasty on PS5. Nam, what do you want?
I want higher quality remasters that aren't lazy.
Also, chat, drop drop what you want. If y'all put, I'm copy and pasting everything in here. Nam, you want higher quality remasters. You know what I should add on mine, just in case?
Well,
Gonna put this on there. but still excited to play it day one on Switch. Parentheses, sick ass steelbook. BTW.
A sick ass steelbook.
Sick ass port, sick ass steelbook. Alright, chat, who are we copying? Persona Pat, I gotta bring you in first, just because I love you, buddy. Alright, chat's going chittity chat fast, as they do.
Krillcast popping off with SMT9.
SMT9 is going in next, 100%. That's a mandatory request. Phil Spencer himself is requesting that one. Alright, so a lot of love for Devil Survivor 3. Krillcast, let me get this on here. Phil Spencer will sign it.
Every copy of SMT9 Steelbook comes with a picture of Phil Spencer.
That would actually be like, that would be the Spencer edition. Just call that the Spencer edition. Krillcast, SMT9, HD, Phil Spencer, signed copies. Because, like, my thing is, I don't want SMT9. I want SMT9 to be announced by Phil Spencer. I don't want anyone else to announce it. The internet, they want Devil Survivor 3 / Summoner 5. Who else do we have in here? Devil Summoner, Devil Survivor, Expand My Dong. Localizations of games that never got localized. T-Universe Gamer, that's an actually good one, for sure. Oh, Kill 'Em
That's a good
O.
idea.
Kill 'Em O, another good one. 4K 60 on PS5, please. We shouldn't have to be asking for things like that, but that is a great request. Alright, Shoo. Let's go boop. And do boompas. Boompas. I should have had a light on. It is so dark in this room, and I have no.
Do you not have a hashtag gamer RGB keyboard?
I do not, dude. This is the room of shame. It's half stuffed animals and half Vita.
Half Vita.
All right, Kill 'Em O got the representation. Anyone else I'm possibly forgetting? Robert, port of SMT9 and Ronde. That's just insane enough that we gotta include that one.
Dude.
I don't think anyone's survey is going to have this many long tangent fucking including comment sections. I don't think we're missing anyone else. Oh, great one. Hero, this will be the last one. By some, Steelbooks for Latim. Latim, dude. International Steelbooks, please. Don't leave them out. You're killing people. Those Best Buy exclusives are bleeding people dry over here. Alright. We've got our list of demands and threats we're submitting. Spencer, are you reacting to the new trailer? Yes! I do have to fucking rest my voice, though, but I will be live reacting. We're submitting our terrorist demands. Thank you for your responses. At Sega, your opinion matters to us. Through surveys, focus groups, playtests, and more, we value your feedback and want to provide you a direct outlet. If you'd like to sign up for future research and earn 18+ rewards, sure. Don't make me sign in with anything. Oh, jeez. And then we gotta dox myself. Alright, we'll dox myself later. Alright, everybody, that was the survey. That was the podcast. We somehow made a second podcast out of just doing the fun stuff. But, Nam, thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you for having me on.
You've done your first group survey. How bad was it?
It was great. We all got to talk about why Nocturne HD was bad together.
As a society. So, everybody, thank you so much for joining us live. I don't know how, even though I was violently ill halfway through the show, we've gained viewers consistently. So, just a little bit of a heads up before I do the official spiel. Housekeeping notes, in like, I guess, under 2 hours, we will be live reacting on YouTube to SMT5 info dump trailer live stream cacophony or whatever it is. So that's going to be happening at some point. But we've got to end this podcast because in between here and that live stream, I've got to actually edit this and let the MP3 folks enjoy it. So in between these, Nam, where can people find you online so they can stalk you and find your 18 plus links?
You can find me on YouTube, Nam's Compendium. You can also find me on Twitter, also Nam's Compendium, but it's all one word because there's no spaces allowed in Twitter names.
Now, Nam,
And,
as a fellow Patreon boy, you might want to know your Patreon link on your YouTube is definitely busted.
Thank you.
It has emojis for some reason in the URL, but if you just delete it, I think it is just patreon.com/namscom.
Nam's Comp, yeah.
Namscomp, okay.
That's weird, because I click on it and it works.
I also am dumb, so hey, maybe my computer just adds emojis, but I thought I would let you know.
Thank you. I will try clicking on it in an incognito tab to see what would happen.
So, yeah, check out the Yakuza video, get those views up, let's get at least, what seems fair, like, 600,000K by tomorrow? Does that seem fair?
Yeah.
Okay. But besides that, if you would like to find me when I'm not being sick, you can find me on Twitter at Torchwood4SP, the podcast on Twitter at SMT Network. If you would like to help make this show keep happening every weekday, week, year, whatever, I don't know. You can help support the show on Patreon by going to patreon.com/SMTN. That's patreon.com/SMTN. You can be a supporter at any level, donate $1, get the show early, unless we're doing it live and it's really gross and messy like this. Or if you want to be an executive producer, you can donate $5 and then I'll say your name, like these awesome, beautiful, sexy people like Demi Crow, Patrick, Retaoskix, Solaire, Robert, and that is it. But thank you all so much for all the patrons, even if you were not the executive producer level. Anything helps because God knows hosting fees are not free, and your boys out there earning that bread, but definitely not enough. I've still got that day job keeping me busy. But when I'm not busy with the day job, I'm also on the SMTN Facebook group. You can join by going to facebook.com/group/SMT Network. There's a Facebook page if you are fear of commitment. If you want, you can join the SMTN Discord. You can join the YouTube channel, but not actually join it because I just have the subscribe button because I don't want to do that. Just by searching Shin Megami Tensei Network or Spencer Presley or following all the links on the show you're listening to below. Subscribe to the channel, help stuff happen like that, blah 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 blah. I gotta get out of here. I've kept our guest and everyone here listening for way too long. And yes, that's the thing. Krill Cast is a person. Check out their channel just because I saw 2 emojis and my brain is running on apparently NyQuil, even though I've not had any drugs yet. And thank you so much once again for joining me for this 2-hour verbal diarrhea set. Would you like to say anything before we say goodbye?
Once again, thank you for having me on. And people who are interested in checking me out, I'm going to have an SMT4 video out in the next couple weeks, hopefully, depending on how things go.
Before SMT5. It's a good timeline.
At least before SMT5, because I think I can manage to do that within the next, 5 months?
Awesome. Alright, well, goodbye everybody watching live. Goodbye YouTube. Goodbye, whatever. Goodbye. And then we've ended the stream.